Hello ladies and gentlemen, those in between, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Everett, and for today's video, we're going to be reacting to a super quick history of Croatia.
This is Europe, and here is Croatia.
Now, wait. Croatia is pretty small in a map. Let's move on.
Let's get a quick rundown, shall we? The
Sure
archaeologists
thing.
tell
Let's
us
go.
Croatian clay has been inhabited since Paleolithic times, with various stone, copper and Bronze Age cultures succeeding each other and leaving only fragmentary whispers for us to ever so faintly discern from the silent caverns of long ago. From the 11th century BC, the belligerent Illyrians lorded over the land, notably the tribe called the Liburnians, who were based along the coast, where they raided others in pirate attacks for centuries, earning the scorn of the Greeks and the Romans, the historian Livy dubbing them savages. And like every other region with its toes in the Mediterranean, the Romans conquered it and called this area Dalmatia. And yes, the dog breed did originate from this spot, but much later. This here is the palace of Emperor Diocletian in Split, who himself was born in Dalmatia. Now when the Western Roman Empire fell to bits, the Germanic Ostrogoths took over, who were followed by the Eurasian Avars, and then from the 7th century the Slavs swept in and took over the Balkans. By the 800s the Slavic speakers here were known by the ethnonym Croats, and over time they adopted the Latin script and Roman Catholic Christianity. Croatia.
Oh, okay. Okay. Catholic.
Croatia became a kingdom in 925, with Tomislav as first king, who allied with the Byzantines against their common enemy, the Bulgarians, whom the...
Okay, wait a minute, guys. Before we move on, I would just like to say that, first of all, I'm not really a huge fan of history, not even Philippine history, quite frankly. But so many of you in the comment section kept mentioning that I should check out at least one video about Croatia's history, and here I am. But the thing is, I gotta be honest, totally, there are some words that I'm completely unfamiliar with. But the word Tomislav, the name of the very first king of Croatia, I believe that this is a pretty popular, pretty common name in Croatia, because I know one very famous singer, Tomislav Vrlic, who collaborated with Marko Thompson in a music video, which I made a reaction video to, and I do love that music video. But anyway, guys, let's move on.
Croats defeated in battle. Over the years, the Bulgarians and Croats clashed some more.
Oh, okay.
One Bulgarian invasion luckily stopped at the siege of Zadar. Croatia reached its height under Krešimir IV, but war and royal succession struggles weakened the kingdom, and a half-blind, bookish, humpbacked Hungarian became Croatia's king in 1102. The Hungarians gave Croatia considerable autonomy, but this did nothing to stem the Mongol invasion of 1242, where much of the country was pillaged and torched. Further, the Dalmatian coast was coveted by both Venice and the Byzantines, who had ruled it for centuries. Hungarians and Croatian forces ultimately could not stop the Venetians from snatching up the region by 1420.
Okay, wait. So, the way I understand this, there had been like a long conflict between Bulgaria and Croatia, which I totally had no clue. Wow.
Croatian miseries multiplied more when the Ottoman Turks invaded and crushed Hungary in 1526. The following year, Croatia chose Habsburg Austria as its protector, and its people harbored the hope that one day Croatians would rule their land once more. The Battle of Sisak saw the Austrians and Croatians beat the Turks, curbing the Ottoman threat. 90 years later, the Turks lost more land after the War of the Holy League, where Austria, Russia, Venice, and Poland-Lithuania pounded the Ottomans. Slavonia was effectively linked to Croatia again, but not Western Bosnia, which had been part of Croatia in the past. To this day, Croatia's crescent shape reflects this geographic change. Anyway, Dalmatia had been flourishing under the Italians, and after a brief spell of...
Had been flourishing under the Italians? What do you mean by that? Italian conquered Dalmatia?
French rule with Napoleon got gobbled up by Austria.
Wait. Hang on, guys. Give me a few seconds. I need to rewind. I want to make sure I haven't missed out on anything significant here.
Croatia's crescent shape reflects this geographic change. Anyway, Dalmatia had been flourishing under the Italians, and after a brief spell of French rule with Napoleon, got gobbled up by Austria in 1815. Now the Austrians wanted Croatia to be Germanified, and when Croats turned to Hungary, well, Hungarians wanted it Hungarified. So by the 1830s, Croats stood up and said, "Right, that's enough, we're Croatian, now shut up and get lost." Of course, this isn't easy when you're part of an empire called Austria-Hungary, which is what happened.
Oh, okay, so back in the day, Croatia was actually part of Austria-Hungary Empire. Wow, this is very interesting, guys, because I totally had no clue that back in the day these European countries had conflict with one another, but look at them right now. Like I guess thanks to the biggest music festival in the entire Europe and probably in the entire world, Eurovision, European countries are united. Although, inevitably there are some political issues. But anyway, let's move on.
Happened in 1867, despite the exertions of Ban Jelačić. But the Croat intellectuals who formed the Ilirski Pokret dreamed of a South Slav state that was free, and their dreams proved infectious. Croat struggle...
Wait a moment, I'm a little bit confused. I might as well turn off the auto-generated subtitles. It's not picking up the exact words.
That Hungarians had less power over Croatia than Austria, but all that ended with Austria's defeat in the First World War. In 1918, Croatia joined other South Slavs in the Kingdom of Yugoslavia, much to the disapproval of the popular politician Stjepan Radic, who was assassinated by a radical Serb. It's almost as though someone was trying to warn us that this whole Yugoslavia thing was not a good idea. But the concept of a united land of Slavic speakers, despite their contentious differences, rambled on into World War II. Croatia became an ally of Nazi Germany and Mussolini's Italy, with the
Croatia became an ally of Nazi Germany? You know what? This is a very controversial thing. For some reason, somebody commented on one of my reaction videos to Marko Thompson earlier today, and I had to delete that comment off because I didn't like that. Somebody said something along the lines that I was promoting fascist, like Marko Thompson, like another thing, Nazi and whatnot. So I was like, wait a moment, you guys are so negative, I had to block you. But anyway, let's rewind right
here.
So
someone was trying to warn us that this whole Yugoslavia thing was not a good idea. But the concept of a united land of Slavic speakers, despite their contentious differences, rambled on into World War II. Croatia became an ally of Nazi Germany and Mussolini's Italy, with the Croatian fascist Ustasha getting control, who believed Croats were Germanic, not Slavic, and viciously butchered Serbs, Jews, Roma, and any Croats who opposed them. Altogether, between 350 and 450,000 people were killed.
Oh my
not
God.
Good. The group most passionately opposed to the Ustasha were the communists, led by a Croat, Josip Broz Tito, who wanted the Yugoslav dream restored, just not under a king. As the war wound down, it was obvious the Nazis and their cronies couldn't win. Thousands of Ustasha members fled to the Allied forces, but the British didn't want them and sent them to the communists, who slaughtered them. 1945 found Croatia wedged firmly inside the Socialist Federal Republic of Yugoslavia. Somehow this boiling blend of Balkan bitterness was unified under Tito. The land, crippled by carnage, had the chance to heal under Tito, who, despite being a fellow communist, was not going to be bullied by Stalin and wanted to run the state his way, with free market socialism. He kept Yugoslavia neutral during the Cold War and was open to diplomatic relations with the West. Tourists...
Cold War, when did it take place? Wait, I want to know. When did the Cold War start? The Cold War is widely considered to have started in 1947, marked by the Truman Doctrine, which outlined the U.S. policy of containment against Soviet expansionism. However, some historians trace its origins to earlier events in 1945, following the end of World War II, when tensions between the Soviet Union and the Western Allies began to rise over issues like post-war Germany and Eastern Europe. Guys, how many of you watching this video are interested in this kind of stuff? Because if you ask me, I think that it really, I mean, if you are like super interested in this kind of topic, you really have to spend a certain amount of time doing research, because some pieces of information can be wrong. And that is why whenever I watch videos like this, I try to take matters with grain of salt, because sometimes these pieces of information mentioned in a video are not 100% accurate. But anyway, I kind of read the some of the comments before filming this reaction video, and so many were like, this video gives accurate pieces of information about Croatian history. So I'm very much confident that whatever information is provided by this video, they are pretty relatable. Alright, anyway, let's move on.
Began flocking to Yugoslavia, but then, in 1980, Tito died.
Tito
and that
died.
man, who alone possessed the magically adhesive ability to keep the state unified, lacked any similarly skilled successor. The stitches began to fray and snap, especially since Serbia was setting itself up for hegemony, and Croatia declared independence in 1991, with historian Franjo Tuđman.
But there was this, like, 1995 war that took place in Vukovar, am I right? So that was called like the Independence War.
First president, the Serb-controlled Yugoslav army marched in, and a bloody conflict ensued that ultimately saw Croatia triumphant. The following years were spent rebuilding and getting things in order, joining NATO in 2009 and the EU in 2013, and electing conservative Kolinda Grabar-Kitarovic in 2015. Croatia has given the world great scientists and sports people and writers and inventions such as the
great scientist.
Given the world great scientists.
Roger Bošković, Vladimir Prelog, Leopold, I don't know any one of them.
Scientists and sports people.
Oh, okay, Croatian national football team. I know, of course.
And writers.
Writers, Miroslav Kriza. Oh, Miroslav, same name as Miroslav Skoro.
And inventions such as the speedometer, torpedo, and forensic fingerprinting. Despite its turbulent past and capricious economy, Croatia has achieved a very high Human Development Index and seen remarkable growth. And the tourists are back, nearly 20 million visitors a year, and it isn't hard to see why. What sits ahead for Croatia? Comment below, but for now, bye-bye!
Bye-bye! Alright guys, I might as well wrap this video up by saying that this is such a very interesting video. And I mean, are you kidding me? The one who came up with this video was able to explain everything in just a matter of 5 minutes. Wow. But anyway guys, I'd like you to tell me how you feel about this video, and if you have any like extra pieces of information that you would like to add to this video, feel free to do so. And if you think that some some pieces of information are incorrect, let me know in the comment section below as well. Alright, so I guess that's about it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching this video. And if you like this video, hit the like button, hit subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you can be notified when my next video comes out. Peace out.